I demand to know who authorized this monstrosity. It is completely illegal.
We did, and there is nothing you can do about it.
When my dad passed away 10 years ago, I promised myself I'd return to his ranch one day. I just didn't expect that, one day, to be a decade later, after life, work, and everything in between kept getting in the way. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared me for what I found when I finally drove down that familiar dirt road. My land was gone. Or at least, that's how it looked. Because sitting right in the middle of my father's old ranch, once a peaceful, quiet piece of land, was a full golf course, a luxury clubhouse, and dozens of HOA residents roaming around in golf carts like it was some kind of resort. I remember gripping the steering wheel, stunned. I must be in the wrong place, I muttered. But the fence line, the north trees, the old cattle path, everything was still there. Everything except the ranch itself. Before I could even get out of the truck, a golf cart screeched to a stop in front of me. A woman in oversized sunglasses snapped at me. "Excuse me. You can't park here. This is private HOA property." I blinked. "What HOA? This is my land." "You mean our land," she said, smirking. "You need to leave immediately." I couldn't believe what she said next. "This entire area belongs to the Willow Springs Homeowners Association now. And trespassing is a serious offense." That's when I knew I had to fight back. I stepped out of the truck slowly, hands up like I was somehow the criminal here. "My name is Luke Anderson," I said. "This is my father's ranch. I inherited this land." The woman scoffed. "Impossible. The HOA owns every parcel within the Willow Springs community." She snapped her fingers at a man riding up behind her on another golf cart. "Call security. He's refusing to leave." I raised my voice. "Security? This is open rural land." "No," she said sharply. "It's been a golf resort for the last 8 years. 8 years. They'd built a golf course, on my land, for nearly a decade, without me even knowing." My heart slammed in my chest. "Who approved this?" She smiled like this was the best part of her day. "We did." "We?" I repeated. "The Willow Springs HOA," she said proudly. "We decided the land was unused. So we developed it." "You mean you stole it?" Her smirk dropped instantly. "Watch your tone. The HOA can fine you for threatening behavior. I don't live in your HOA." "Well," she said coldly, "you're standing on it." I pulled out my phone and called the county land office. Thankfully, old Mr. Reinhardt still worked there. "Luke," he answered. "I haven't heard that name in a long time." "It's been a while," I said. "Listen, there's something wrong with my father's ranch. There's a golf course on it." Mr. Reinhardt paused. "Oh no." "What do you mean, oh no?" "Luke, we've been sending letters for years. Taxes bounced back, mail returned, and then the HOA tried to claim adverse possession, twice." "What?" "But we denied it," he said quickly. "Your dad filed a lifetime protection clause. The land cannot transfer ownership unless you sign off. Legally, the ranch is still yours." I exhaled sharply. "So they have no right to be here? Not even an inch?" I hung up and turned back to the woman. "The land is still mine. And what you've built here, everything, is illegal." She crossed her arms. "You'll never win against us. We're a recognized HOA with lawyers, board members." I cut her off. "And I have the actual deed." She froze. 2 days later, they summoned me to a special HOA meeting. Why did I go? Because I wanted to see just how deep this mess went. The clubhouse, my clubhouse, technically, was full. Board members, residents, security guards, all staring at me like I was the intruder. The HOA president, a gray-haired man named Gerald, stood at the podium. "Mr. Anderson," he said in a rehearsed, diplomatic tone. "We understand you believe this land belongs to you." "It does belong to me," I replied. "Legally." He ignored me. "We'd like to offer you a generous settlement in exchange for the deed." "How generous?" He slid a check across the table. I looked at it. I laughed. $50,000. You built a multi-million-dollar resort on my family's land, and you think I'll take $50,000? Gerald leaned forward. "You haven't lived here for years. You don't deserve it." I couldn't believe what he said next. "We improved your property. You should be thanking us." That was it. The fake politeness, the arrogance, the entitlement, I snapped. "You bulldozed my dad's barns, paved over our grazing fields, cut down protected oak trees, and built a luxury club without permission. You're trespassers. And you're going to pay for every single thing you did." The room erupted in gasps. Gerald slammed his gavel. Meeting adjourned. But I wasn't leaving quietly. I stood and said loudly, "Court starts next week. Bring your lawyers." If you've never seen an HOA try to defend illegal land theft, it's quite a show. They tried everything. Claiming my father abandoned the property. Faking maps that showed different boundaries. Pretending they had verbal permission. Even forging a letter with a signature that looked nothing like mine. My lawyer, Rachel, the best in the county, tore them apart. At one point, Gerald tried standing up to argue directly with the judge. "Your Honor, this land is essential to our community's economic health." The judge leaned back. "And yet it belongs entirely to Mr. Anderson, who never authorized any of this." One HOA board member actually fainted. Rachel presented photographs. Tax records. Maps. My dad's notarized land protections. Everything lined up perfectly. When she finished, she turned to me and whispered, "You're about to win. Big." The judge adjusted his glasses. "The Willow Springs HOA is hereby ordered to vacate the premises, dismantle all unauthorized structures, and compensate Mr. Anderson for full land use, damages, and restoration costs." I nearly fell out of my chair. "Gerald?" He turned white. 30 days later, giant construction crews, hired by the HOA, not me, tore down the clubhouse, ripped out the golf greens, and removed every piece of illegal construction. Residents watched in horror. Gerald refused to look at me. The woman with sunglasses drove by once, glared at me, and sped away. But the best part? The HOA had to pay me 7 years' worth of land use fees. More money than I'd ever imagined. Even better, they were fined for environmental damage. The oak trees alone cost them a fortune. Their precious HOA disbanded within months. Turns out you can't run a community if you're bankrupt. With the land back in my hands, I rebuilt my father's ranch. Not exactly the same, but something he would have been proud of. I restored the barns. Replanted the fields. Repaired the home. And I carved a wooden sign at the entrance. Anderson Ranch, privately owned. Respect the land. Some neighbors still ask me, "Why didn't you work with the HOA? Why fight so hard?" I always say the same thing. Because once you let someone take a little, they'll take it all. Stand up for what's yours. Learn your rights. Never let arrogance rewrite your family's legacy. When people try to steal through intimidation or entitlement, the truth, and a good lawyer, will always win in the end.